want any bottlenecks on any of these newer games. Otherwise, you're gonna see some stuff that you don't want to see.
Hey, YouTube and Twitch. Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened. I was live, and then I look over, and I'm no longer live. I don't know what happened. I
I
didn't get
have
an
been
error or
hearing,
anything, so
I have been hearing that with the latest version of OBS, that there are random crashes or dropouts of streams under the newest version of OBS.
well, that would be a random dropout, not a crash. Crash so much
Yeah,
as a dropout.
yeah, because like last night I had a hiccup on my stream and my stream like restarted on its own, thankfully. But I didn't even notice it happen. I was just like, after the fact, I was like, wait a minute, why are there two streams of the same day going on right now on Twitch? Because one ended and the other started on its own without me even noticing it.
So I need fused and radio control units. I got fused here. I guess I could build them there. They're assembler machines, I would assume.
Whoopsies.
No.
Would seem I suddenly ran out of power for a quick moment.
Yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
ditto.
The power's on the train track tonight, so I did one for a second.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying near the train track out in this area especially. Because otherwise I
Hey.
will lose power.
Kind of looking to have a train station pretty much at the base of this down floor right here. See where I'm at?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, kind of working a spur. I kind of start turning right about where you're at anyway. Kind of
Yeah.
line up with the canyon here.
Yeah.
And unless you want to go out to the swamp, out to the spires, but
Yeah, I backed up to this one, so.
Yep, looks like this would be a turning point that you could go
Probably
two different directions, one to the right and one to the left, going between those spires like Dragon was saying.
take you about 230-degree angles, and you can line up night, make a nice sweeper.
Yeah. I was gonna run the 90.
Or you can just crank it and go, boom, whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll just run the 90. That's fine. So 90 with a 4, that should work.
Well, I plan on going past here with the main line and just popping a spur into this area right here.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I'll take it out a bit further then,
Take your main line kind of right over.
and then I'll run it through the canyon there.
Right, kind of like right over that lake right there.
Yeah. So.
With the main right over that lake, it'll line you up pretty good for the rest of the canyon.
Hey Vaughn, if you want, you could run the other train line, connect all the bits up back to the.
Okay.
If we could get some supercomputers and some more parts for Mark III.
You need supercomputers
Miners
on
on-
the network?
I need enough for 4 Mark III miners on the network, basically.
Okay.
I think I got enough for the foundries we're gonna need, but
How many do you need for 4 Mark IIIs?
That's one.
Here, I'm putting 2 stacks on the network.
that's fine. Yeah, 1 stack of each of those things is plenty. But no, it's not that bad. I can make my own portable miners. That's for
What else do you need?
Just miners.
Miners.
You don't have those automated. I can make a few.
No, I don't.
There we go, that's nice. Yeah, I'll just run that straight. That says it's back to university, right? Yeah, give me a second. Sorry, Vaughn.
Sorry. I was just in the flow.
So that should bypass it, I think. Actually, I'll run it a little bit tighter degree.
What else did I need? Yeah.
15. I don't
And I will be back real quick.
Give me a second. Can't do that many. This many. What?
Yeah, station over here for me.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about the station. Yeah, I'll bring that over right now.
Actually, no, I'll go ahead and rig it in. You go ahead and continue on. Do your thing, and I'll go ahead and pop it in. No
Alright.
problem. You got a nice straight section there for me. I'll rig it from there.
Okay. I do have to put here. I'll lay it out the block signals then. Thank you. There's currently none. I don't have a train set up yet. Train stuff. I'll put a block signal. And go back. Yeah. That's a decent block.
You gotta remember to take those short sections off.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You've got buried short sections up here I had to rip out, and they're gonna cause problems.
They are? Or
Yeah, if you overlap train over other pieces, it's gonna cause big issues.
Oh, I didn't overlap the.
There were pieces. There was some chunks that got overlapped over here.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's why your signals are freaking out.
Gotcha.
So you've got some more down there somewhere.
Alrighty. I'll check them out then.
The other problem is, I guess that's minimum length, but
oh, that could be why.
Oh, looks like I'm in a dangerous spot.
So yeah, these signals here are fine. So where does the signal? Oh yeah, there we go. That one, another.
the key is once you've connected to the railroad piece, once you've got tied in, get rid of those start ones before you start adding more to the next section.
Yeah, sorry.
They'll just get in, you'll miss one or something will be weird or you'll overlap or it's driven me crazy many times. So it's just,
Gotcha. Alright, this should be good for now then. So.
In the immortal words of Lando Malari, if you see something with 8 legs and yay big, kill it before it develops language skills.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. That's 2 pressure cubes a minute, which is 2 nuclear pasta per minute, but it's 400.
So is this for a planned station over here?
what I'm doing here.
Yeah, it's this.
Yeah, 400
station
copper.
This is where your copper dust is going to come from. So your copper dust is going to need a station on the other end, wherever you're going to set up the particle accelerators. You're going to have an
figure that
copper
out,
dust
too.
input station.
Ah, there's enemy nearby. Ow,
I
that
mean,
hurt.
set up another station along the line too if we want. For particle accelerators.
Well,
I'm not even bothering the little guy down there on the ground. I'm just floating up here, and he decided he wanted to shoot me.
we got that's part of the problem with hypertube, whatever. I
Something's wanted to kill you, right?
Yep, that's the one that was wanting to kill me there.
Nightingale, let's just say my problems were solved.
Oh, because of the other players.
Oh yeah, they carried me right along.
Oh wow. Yeah, you guys can set it up wherever you want, but I've got the half of the recipe set up here at the steel factory.
Yeah. We're just talking about for the copper powder.
Yeah, the copper powder has to get shipped to wherever the accelerator is going to be.
Oh, I
That
see.
reminds me of the
Gotcha.
Star Wars
Because
question.
there's this-
Who's more foolish,
Decorative building, I don't know where to put them.
the fool or the
Oh, we
fool
can
who follows?
just ship out the pressure conversion cubes on the train.
Right now, I'm the fool
Yeah.
who doesn't follow him.
Could bring the
'Cause, I mean,
Dragon.
if we
Are
want-
there? Let's find out. Dragon, are there stuff that we want to use nuclear pasta? Do we take nuclear pasta and make new things out of it?
You want it perpetual.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Okay,
need
so-
to be fast, but you want it perpetual.
Okay, well then,
Yeah, it
then
is
we want to
usable.
build it at the factory.
Alright, here, Jack, so I'm back at the factory. Where is the nuclear pasta setup?
It's not set up yet. Well, half of it is.
Yeah, so... Here.
Well,
Right here.
that is relatively easy part. You can pretty
Down
much
on the
set
bottom?
it up
Or, oh,
anywhere.
here. Alright.
These two assemblers. It's
Yeah.
placing the accelerators that we got to worry about.
Right.
Yeah, I was
The parts you
thinking
use for.
if you want, Jack, you could bring it. If we follow like this encased industrial beam, we could bring it to the unfinished side of the steel factory, where it's all open top over here. We got a big foundation platform over here, fully exposed.
Where's
so,
over here?
over here.
Unfortunately, I don't have audio, 3D audio in this game. Or in Discord.
Oh.
There's a wall between where you're pinging and me.
Yeah, no, that's out. It's outside the factory. Here, right, the entrances or exits right there. Yeah. So you got this whole area here. I could run the particle accelerators.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So we could just take a factory line through following that encased industrial beam line, and then yeah, run them out here. So because you can still extend this platform out and stuff, and then right there I have an open train line that we could just set up another train station right up over here somewhere. So
New car.
yeah, new train
car.
station.
No, with 2 car. You want 2 freight inputs for the powder.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying
one is probably
yet.
plenty, but 2 just make sure you've got enough bandwidth for everybody to be happy. Because actually, 1's probably plenty for whatever. Since we're bringing it over there, it's already powdered.
I'm gonna steal some cooling systems. Don't hate me. Turbo motors.
Okay, don't freak out, Dragon. I am disconnecting the train lines for a second. So.
Well, the one that should now be freaked out should be me because I'm the one who's flying.
Oh, sorry.
I was over some.
Oops, my bad. I didn't think about that. Alright,
That's my fault.
Up again?
Being so observant.
Here, I'll connect one temporary. Here, I'll just. Yeah.
You gotta remember, once we're going here, breaking that train line power is gonna break the power to this plant.
Yeah.
We'll get it where you want it.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever you gotta. Just do one side at a time, and you're fine.
Yeah. Okay, it's broken again. Almost done.
Yeah, that's the downside if you're using the tracks as like your power conduit for larger distance runs without having to run power lines all the way out here. Yeah, you remove a section of the track, it will like literally turn everything off at the other end. So one has to be careful of that.
Well,
sure.
that's why the dual.
Yeah.
The bidirectional main line, okay. You can work on your spurs all you want as long as the main line stays whole. It's fine.
Yeah. So it's like the side stuff is okay, but if it's the main, yeah, got to be careful with that one. That makes sense. Kind of reminds me of the old days playing with Lionel trains and or was it H and yeah, N and HO, because I had N, HO, and Lionel train sets back in the day.
Double N, HO, Lionel, and I think there was one other gauge too. And then of course you went into the small, you can sit on them and ride them gauge that guys would build in their giant backyard.
Yeah, for real. I've seen a lot of videos of folks that literally turn their farm or their backyard into a mini amusement park and have neighbors come over for parties and also pay to ride the train for fun. And they get quite intricate. They get extremely detailed and realistic with everything. They make miniature viaducts and stations and rail yards and all sorts of things going on. There's some real fancy folks out there that have got some really nice personal rail systems. I know for me, I'd want to get permission from my local city, which is probably, it would never happen, to set up my own rail network to go from like here to Walmart or something like that. Make it much easier. Talk about the ultimate lazy American. Get your own train, man. Get your own train.
Are we good over on that end? You got power.
Not that it would be lazy, because if I actually went and did all that and had the money to put out the expense for such a thing, I could actually turn that into a public transit interconnect with the mini train. But since the town I live in is not as big as other areas, you know, it's not like Cleveland or Seattle or Pittsburgh or Washington, D.C. or whatnot. It's kind of a mid-range town. We wouldn't need anything really big or fancy like those bigger cities have.
I'm sure if you had the resources to build a railroad to service your town, then the town would be happy to pay you for.
I think they would, especially if I was the one footing the bill.
Or to approve it.
Yeah. Like, I just need permission for these areas to route it through those zones and stuff like that, you know?
Oh, you'd be surprised how many NIMBYs will pop up on you.
Yeah. Because there'll always be that holdout who's like, no, I don't want to sell my property for this plan. My family's lived on this land for umpteen number of years, and I can understand that, which is what bridges are for. But then they're also probably going to complain about having a bridge go over their house. And or me tunneling underneath their property. They'd be like, oh yeah, mineral rights. Yeah, you can have the mineral rights, I just want to dig a tunnel.
That's where right away comes into play.
Yeah. But for the sake of progress, there have been times when folks ended up being forcibly displaced in situations like that. Where they're like, we don't have a choice. We can't go any other route with this, so we're going to have to move you. But this is the thing. We're going to move you, but we are literally going to give you the same size property with the same size house. You know.
Most of the time it was
the ultimate good scenario. But sometimes they won't do that. But yeah, if someone came to me and was like, okay, the building you live in, we're going to have to move that. But here's the thing, we're going to build you a whole new brand new building, and you get an apartment in it or whatnot. I'd be like, that's fine. I'll move. Brand new building? I wouldn't pass up on that.
Alright, signals are set up, so got plug signals.
Sweet. Very important to have the signals.
Yeah, especially if this is our main line, right?
Yeah.
Trains on it. It's just a T interchange.
And some places in the world, they still do the old school signal system and whatnot that's actually manned with someone that'll be like flipping levers and stuff for switches, and they'll be handing you a special item that you have to have as an indication that you went through this particular section of the rail line, and you have to drop that off at the next area and stuff like that. And then it like makes its way back when a train's going the other way. But that's when you have an old school rail system where they're like, well, we have no need to change it. It's, oh, pardon me. It's like been this way for 200 years. We don't need to change it, you know? And it's kind of good for educational and historical purposes too on some of the rail lines that they do that with still. And that's throughout the world. That's not just here in the US, but that's especially in Europe, where they're really good with trains over there. They're superior. with the trains over there in comparison to here.
Hey, let me hook up this geyser to our system real quick.
But there was a time where America was king of the hill in trains, and we just lost sight. We just lost our path.
Actually, I want to go through that.
It's like in Europe, most countries, the train is like the main source of transportation for the population. Buses are secondary, cabs are probably like third.
Yeah, they look at
And
us
then-
and they think we're crazy for being car-centric.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
at times I can agree
Well-
with that because you look at the traffic situations and things that happen sometimes.
I have learned how to do miracles again. Whee!
15.
But with American society, we
Miracle.
kind of grew
Oh,
up
yeah.
differently. We were raised differently. We were raised to be independent.
Ooh, very nice.
And the idea was, you know, you being able to depend on you and not having to depend
train junction.
on person A or B or C, which is what happens when you deal with the train and bus structure. You're dependent on the other people. If those people fail, you fail.
Yeah.
So it came down to I believe in independence, and I believe I can be
There's a
independent.
lovely little
and
connection right here.
therefore, the modern motor vehicle nightmare that is America. But it's also a good thing because there's a lot of really good things that
Can we
come
run block signal right
with
here?
some nice
Right
cars.
Or no?
No, don't put anything there. It's working down here.
Ah.
Something there it'll mess up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's the traffic.
Can't handle this double split. It gets
Yeah.
used. So you got to make that part of the path block.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And
So,
whereas,
yeah,
like,
it just moves in the intersection. Makes
Europe
sense.
has always been on that. It takes a village
Yeah,
to
there's
raise
singles,
a
and-
child.
Yeah.
America's never
I'm gonna
been
put
like
another. So we got a nice big spot here for this. This is an admin station right here.
That whole village thing's a Hillary Clinton quote.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of a Hillary Clinton quote. Whoa, quote. Hillary Clinton
Are we
quote from back in the
running-
day of the values that America should embrace again, but stepped away from because the independent thing, you know, being independent, you know, I can handle this myself. I can do this and whatnot, you know, and not going to the individual at the end of the hall and saying, I need your help.
Hey, Dragon, what's with the double station? Just curious.
You got an admin station to come park in, so you don't have to interfere with traffic.
Oh,
Wow.
that's wise.
That's very nice.
That's wise. That's a
Alright.
very wise idea.
I
don't
Where
know
all-
if it's
where are all my
back
power
there. Normally
nodes?
I'll put it in front, but there's not enough room up here for it, so I put it back there.
Gotcha.
Oh, up there.
Nice.
And you're off in another area, I think, right now, because I don't think that's where I am right now. Or is it where I am?
No, you're here, Vaughn.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it is where I am then. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, two stations. That's wise. But that is very wise, having an administrative station where you can park so you're not in the way of the mainline train.
Yeah, I got
It's
the
actually-
article
I
accelerator.
let the
Sorry.
Dragon, you fucked up.
Oh, no.
Dragon
Well,
Did
no
it- did it
problem.
not-
It's not a big deal, but you know we're not on the grid with the train station. Wah. Oh well, I'll survive.
No. Not on the grid.
Not on the grid, okay.
Yep, demerit. Ugh. Some flying power around.
Hey, where'd my flying power go?
It's working here at the station area because I'm flying around.
Oh, must have been a bug in the system.
I haven't got one up here on the I'm working on the platform right now up here.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
Okay, all good.
He went up to the upper
Didn't
deck
have
of
power
this
till I got the train
structure
station here,
there.
yeah.
But Europe has always had that that village mentality, that village style where it's like everyone helping everyone.
Yeah, I'd much
the-
rather live in
the
a society like that
ultimate
than
Yeah.
screw you. I'm gonna claw my way up to the top, even if it means I'm gonna push you down in the process.
And unfortunately, that happens way too often.
Yeah, the old British stuff.
Yeah, because even Britain went through that time period in its history where they were
Yeah,
like,
the
screw the
Imperial
village. I want to become the noble. I want to be the person that's riding the gorgeous horses and having the huge ass carriages.
Everybody wants to be rich.
They would just step on everyone to get there, and then when they would get up to the top, they would realize what happened. By the time they realized it was too late, and they had the village outside with pitchforks and swords, and yeah, bad things shortly thereafter would usually take place with the suddenly powerful noble.
Hey, Dragon, what were you gonna say?
I forgot.
Oops. I apologize if I stepped on toes there.
Nothing important.
I just realized this whole line here is 5 degrees off of the center. It isn't. It's not a problem because it's just a train.
5 degrees off.
Slightly annoying. I can correct it up here. No problem, 'cause I'm curving it up.
How did I put
Yeah,
the?
it doesn't matter. It's not really enough for me to even fuss with. I'll get it.
As long as the train moves smoothly.
We can adjust with conveyance. The train doesn't care. The train does not care at all.
Supercomputers. Follow the supercomputers.
Follow the supercomputer.
Yeah, you need to make a lot of those.
We're making some. Following them to the director thingamajigs.
And I know for me, I've kind of always been slightly against AI. However, during this week, I actually learned of a very positive thing that happened with AI. Someone put together a system that used, I think it was about 6 or more RTX 5090s. And they used the AI from those 5090s to hack the code of one of the newest and most malicious malware things that does the ransomware thing, and they managed to crack the code to save people's systems now.
Yeah, when quantum computers start hitting the racks, we're all in trouble.
So
I'm sure
AI,
glad they got quantum safe encryption though.
Yeah. So there are
At least
good points
Signal
with AI.
does. But they're taking a kind of boots and suspenders approach to it. This is the
So they're giving support systems to it to
boots and
make sure it
suspenders
doesn't-
means that they're not only just the excuse me just they're encrypting stuff, but not just with the quantum safe. So in case there's a error found in the quantum safe that makes it classically vulnerable, they're also using classical encryption. So they're
which
boots
is
and
kind of like what I was
suspenders,
saying. They're giving it extra support so that it doesn't fail. And if it does fail, there's a backup to it immediately to catch whatever happens.
Yeah. The signal folks are on top of keeping your communications secure. Brought to you by
Which is
Signal.
always
Not. I wish.
It's
Sorry.
probably expensive because of all that stuff they do.
Yeah.
'Cause I
No,
know
it's
even
free.
My internet.
What the most
Even my
expensive part for
internet's
Signal
going up by
is
$750.
the most expensive part of the Signal app for the Signal company is is the
Land
SMS
hold the tower up?
messages to verify verify your phone number.
Oh, the SMS verification stuff.
Yeah, that's the most expensive thing for the Signal Group, which is non-profit.
How much did you say you need? 500?
Only need 400. Five will do fine.
So this alien rock formation is actually a
Hold on,
water
I'll be-
conduit.
I will be right back.
All right. But even my internet's going up by another $7.50. They're raising my rates again. I'm already paying $86.94, so now I'm going to be paying 92 something. But if you think of where I started when I switched and I got my rate lowered a bit, I was paying well over 120.
We have no rudders on the network.
So as long as I don't end up
should.
having to suddenly pay 120 again, I'll probably stick with the company that I'm going with. But if it suddenly hits 120, I may end up having to cut back my bandwidth speed in order to save money. I don't want to have to do that though, because I like the gig speed. It's perfect. It's not too slow. It's not too fast. It's just kind of right for my needs.
What's the station's name for this? The admin station.
Something admin.
Something
Canyon
admin.
admin.
Okay.
Iron Canyon admin.
Canyon admin. Okay.
That
I'm
sounds
on my
like
way.
a good
Iron
name
Canyon.
to it.
That's my name for this place. You know, as far as you got 4 irons and 2 coppers to mess with.
Yeah.
So more so iron.
Station
Makes sense.
unreachable. Great. Okay.
Probably because the station isn't named that. Probably.
No, it's named that.
No.
It's
It
something.
is named that. Okay.
There might be a train on the line somewhere.
Yeah, you got a train parked way down at the other end
Yeah.
down there, and it's
Yeah, that's gonna be
probably
why.
blocking something. But that shouldn't make it unreachable. It would just go to the end of that train. So somewhere you've got to break in the line.
I'll go look.
I'm
Try it
following the
again.
tracks now. So far, I'm not seeing any breaches.
Let me check some.
Station unreachable.
We do have green signals all along the right side, red on the left.
I think
Because
I'll
Okay,
drive
so
myself there.
Backwards.
Turn off self-driving.
yeah, I'm going backwards right now, seeing if there's a spot
now,
we
Jack.
forgot to plug in.
Try it again. Next stop is unreachable.
Autosave complete.
I'm sure I'll find the problem
Oh wait.
as I manually drive
Well,
there.
here's a train
I think I
that's
found it.
driving under me. Is that you jacking?
That's
that?
me.
That's me. Yeah. Okay. I think I found a problem. Path signal says no working here. Why is this path signal saying it doesn't work? Huh.
Path signal should be fine.
Is it this right?
Yep.
Yep, right there at that rate.
Oh, there's a problem
wait,
right
no.
here.
Right here.
Right here. I ran into a dead end. And into something.
Back the train up. Can you back the train up?
Yeah, I backed the train up.
Yeah, you backed up.
Something wrong with this intersection.
Should be fine now.
The intersection's fine. I'll drive past and see if it can.
Went to the wrong station, but that's all right.
Let's see if the thing can get me here.
It should all be fine. You found the spot. Yeah,
Yep.
that's where I had that weird four-way intersection. I thought it'd work, but apparently it doesn't. So I fixed it.
Yeah, it's fixed. It's reachable now.
Yep.
Excellent.
Next problem.
Yeah. And that's actually a good
Actually,
scientific method that Jack did. Just drive a train, see if it falls off the track or not.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
Yeah, if it was
Yeah.
like old school, old world train, you know, that would be. Does this line go all the way through? Well, we're about to find out. Get to a mountain pass. Oh, I hope there's a bridge up here.
oh,
Get to
hope
the other
there's
side. Nope, there ain't no bridge. There's just a instant drop. Oof. Well, the line don't go all the way through.
Huh. Why is... Oh.
And there you go. Straight into the proper station.
Yeah, it's blue. Hello,
I
blue.
think I remember this spot. I think this is where my base actually has its start. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you started in Northern Forest, you probably popped on right near here.
On my save, this is where I died the first time, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm taking over this area. And I took this area over because it had all these copper nodes. So this is where, on my personal save that I've been doing, this is where my hub
Yep.
is. This is where my main base is at. Because I remembered it from this over here. This was the first deposit that I used for getting the cement going. Because this here you got the limestone for doing the cement stuff. I knew I was in familiar territory here when I saw this spot up here. Welcome home, Vaughn. You've returned to base camp. It's like almost right in the center of the map, practically. It's just slightly off the center. Where Blink is definitely more center. I think my start area, where I first started and I was running over towards this way, and this was where I ended up with my first death. And at the same time, I was remembering what Ada said the first time. It's like, oh, hey, this area is rich with iron mines. This is a good area to put your hub. And I was like, okay, so I did. I should revisit that world. It's been quite some time. Because that world was pre-version 1.0. So there could be stuff that, or could be things that I probably need to go in and change because the differences between the older version and 1.0, there might be we're having to do different things.
Okay, Jack, I'll give you 400 a minute. Okay, we'll see if I don't like her. Let's see. What happened?
Yep.
Oh,
I think I just got
Satisfactory.
punted.
I just crashed.
I think we all just did.
Jack
Connection
just
to
crashed.
host
Probably
has
kicked
been
us off.
lost.
I think we
Oh,
may have
Jack,
lost a couple minutes there.
Jack, did your game go out?
Since we're not actually hearing Jack, I suspect his whole computer went down or his network.
Yeah, could be.
There are unfortunate possibilities.
Hey, can you hear me?
Dragon and
Oh,
Jackie's
hello,
back.
Jack.
Okay. Welcome back, Jack.
Ah, I see.
Have to hate when that happens.
Think it
'Cause
crashed
every
us
now
back.
and then my AMD drivers will have a sudden mega hiccup and everything will go haywire. Oh.
Gotcha.
And video broadcast was like, no, you're not gonna do that, and slapped you.
So we can't have audio filtering, noise canceling, but we can. Let's see how much progress we lost. It's an every 10-minute save, so at most we lost 10 minutes.
And it just saved not too long ago.
Yeah, I'm still in the train.
Okay, so let's see, join.
Yeah, you
And
can go
if
ahead
you're
and
in
join.
the train, that means you're in, so now we can load in.
Maybe have the problem with the track, I don't know.
I'll just have to drive forward and see. If it only is replacing that particular piece.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Since I'm in that
All
zone,
good.
I could probably just
No worries.
replace that piece if necessary.
These things happen.
Yeah. Oh, I'm falling. And let's see. Wow, I'm like nowhere near the hub where we were. I have a long way to fly.
Yeah, I think the saved interval is 10 minutes, so.
And
let me
that would be
check.
right around the time where we were trying to analyze the reason why you couldn't get the train to go to the station.
Let's see, what is it under gameplay? Yeah, it's 10-minute intervals. Yeah.
Which that's a good interval, is every 10 minutes.
Well, at least we're back and we're up and running. And hopefully we won't have another crash.
That will happen with any system on the planet.
Shit, I'm getting feedback. My open headphone, my open headphones are being picked up by the microphone.
Good, right?
So you're using open face headphones?
Oh, yeah, the open to the air, so normally it doesn't get picked up because the noise canceling works so well.
And at the same time, it's more directed towards your ear than it is towards us, or to anyone on the outside standing next to you, like your microphone, for
Ooh,
example.
I got that in time.
Yes, you did.
I pulled that tracker in front of you out. You just zipped right on through there. Your
At
manual
speed, too.
stealth. Why don't you go ahead and see if you can auto over to Iron Canyon admin from where you're at?
Okay.
Well, yeah. Or
That was at
Whoa,
speed that
okay.
he came in here with that mega speed going on.
I'm way over here for some reason.
I was trying to ask Nate to come help me set up a receiving train station when I realized that nobody was hearing what I was saying.
Gotcha. Well, I'm already over here. Reset me back here for some reason. So there we go.
That's around the time that we started noticing that you weren't vocal, and then suddenly, blip, we were like
Yep.
totally kicked to the menu.
Yeah, it took you a few seconds to get kicked, which I thought was surprising.
Yeah.
Because I could hear you guys talking, and then my game crashed, and then a few
I'm
seconds.
pretty sure my game's about to crash.
Uh-oh.
Well, because I have two unbuilt things here, and they're just. Which I wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Depending,
yeah.
I may need to check my graphics settings, so I don't know if it would affect that sort of thing on my end with the crash. Let's see. Ultras, ultras. AMD FSR, balanced, unlimited, ultra, a gamma of 2, async. Okay, that's all looking good.
We're booking holidays.
Then Moody Bright for the global illumination mood, to try and have it be, you know, moody but bright instead of it being dark. Because after all, if things are too dark. So it didn't change any settings on my end. So. But that would probably only happen if I was the one that crashed.
Yeah. So what level was it? It was top of second down. Yeah.
And it looks like we have another blueprint station set up over there. Dragonheart's probably making some blueprints or whatnot for more build components.
Alright, so I'm assuming.
I'm
So where are you
just saving
thinking?
myself a little time.
Were you thinking for the station, Jack? I see you got the particle accelerator set up over here.
Yeah, that's basically where I want the station, is where the particle accelerators are.
So are you gonna go any more off to the side here? Because I could put the station there.
Let me get back there and then I can tell you.
All good.
I was running the gauntlet to see if everything was working.
Gotcha.
It's usually the best way to do it is
track.
test drive it to make sure it does what it's saying it's gonna do.
Sure got a lot of block signals.
Now, would you like me to
Yeah,
track
I mean, it's
pieces
the main
to
line,
this?
so.
I kind of overdid it. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it later.
Okay.
Alright.
Nate, for this section out here where I am right now, if you look at the map,
Yeah.
you've got some track sections. You want me to put some track pieces between these sections for what you got built here?
Leave them for now because I don't know what it reverted from the flag spike I haven't put back over there.
Okay.
Crash.
Pretty much it's just a straightaway, about 1, 2, 3, 4 pylons away.
What would be good? You see how there's the frame foundations underneath all the pillars?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could run those down on all the pillars that don't have them, that would be useful.
So wherever you've got the
the
foundation, foot tracks.
wherever the
between.
concrete pillar is. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Nate, where are you at?
I'm over by your particle accelerators.
Okay. I think you could. I don't know. Maybe if no.
I mean, there's the vertical ones too, so I can run it wherever you want.
Get rid of the stinky.
Stinkies.
Yeah.
Hey, I got it. Trick shot.
Nice. It doesn't have to be super close. Just the separate station to feed copper to these machines.
Yeah.
They're gonna probably gonna come. I'm probably gonna run it along the surface here
Okay.
and split it up, depending on
Are you
where you put
ending-
your station.
Are you ending it like here? Is that gonna be the end of the building? I'm assuming.
I don't
'Cause I
know
could
how
run
to
the
ping.
Alt click.
Alt click. I'm gonna end it here.
Okay.
That's the plan: is to start the feed in this side and end on this side, and then feed out somewhere. I don't know. Feed out.
Okay.
Oh my, that's tight. That's gonna clip. Oh well. It's set in stone.
So
Officially.
could I put like the train station kind of like this area?
Yeah, if you want to, I guess.
Yeah, because I was just
Then
gonna
run it. I could run it either way that way.
Yeah, because I was just gonna run it through here and then up into the mountains maybe or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, past the
That's the
obsolete geyser stations.
Or honestly, we have the main track over there, so might just make this a closed loop at the end. Or actually, ooh, I could make a train. Yeah, I'll make a train right over there. So yeah, I could pass through. All right.
Yeah, right past the redundant
And then
and obsolete geysers.
Then I don't have to worry about looping either if we have the little train yard back there. All right.
Thank you. You're the guy who likes trains, so I don't like trains.
I've always liked trains myself as well.
Okay.
And I definitely know
I'll
Dragon's
put
really
reference
good
wall
with
then.
trains and likes the trains too.
Yeah.
There's reference wall. There you go. Then now you like do your.
I think it was on Dragon Stream.
Yeah, there's got to be room
where,
to because the output is
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, that's why I gave you some extra foundation.
Okay.
I think he was one of the first folks in this game to do the spiral stepped thing to elevate your train with a huge spiral loop kind of track going up and down.
Oh, you might have been. I might have been the first one you saw, but I was by no means the worst. The first.
As
I
said,
learned from
you
a
were one
little
of the
lady
first
called
people-
Amelie by the Sea, who was an absolutely fabulous builder here. She actually made a replica of Stargate Atlantis.
No kidding. Wow.
For real?
Yeah, you could come off of here and go over there, huh?
Stargate Atlantis.
That's what the
It wasn't finished, but that's what was her total plan, and you can see it. It was. I mean, she had the base layout there, and she had a couple of the central spire was done, and a couple of the branch spire areas were done. But yeah, you can see it.
Oh, that is awesome. I love the Stargate series, and Stargate Atlantis is kind of like the end of the series for the most part, I think.
He was a total math geek, so yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, you'd have to be
wait.
a total math geek for that, for sure. Because that's detail.
Okay, well I'll set up the train station there first.
I could just see having like the puddle jumper portals set up in special locations so that you automatically had like this launch platform that would just launch it right into the Stargate. Stuff like that. Yeah. Because with Stargate Atlantis, of course, most of those tunnels went to worlds or planets that were ocean worlds.
Yeah, we're gonna need two.
Yeah.
And a station.
So you had to have that special puddle jumper, as they called it, their little shuttle pod thing that would fly through the Stargate.
Are you having difficulties, Nate?
No.
I think the first time I saw that, they were like, "Okay, get ready to thread the needle," and he's like, "What do you mean?" And he just pointed at the Stargate and was like, "We're going through that with this."
I think I'm going to rename the YouTube stream for this one to be 15.1 or something, because there's no reason to iterate it to 16.
Yeah. $15.1 3/4, 9/10, and 5/16.
15.pi.
Yeah, that's the best way to put that. 15.5. It just goes on and on and on.
Doesn't it? Are you gonna have it come backwards? Oh yeah.
That's
Okay,
also
I get it. I get how
never
you're
ask
doing
Alexa.
it. I get how you're doing it.
Never ask Alexa to define pi or whatever. Calculate. Yeah. Never ask Alexa to calculate pi.
Why?
She will never stop. She will never stop. I learned that the other day. I was watching a reel on Facebook, and they're like, "Never ask Alexa to calculate pi." I was like, "Why?" And then all you hear in the background is Alexa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh God, it means she will never stop."
I want my hook back. There we go. Time for a hook back. And this is that. So, yeah.
Loving the lighting in game right now. This has got this misty, foggy, but yet clear, all going on all at the same time. As the lighting thing says, moody bright. Because I'd rather it be slightly brighter than dark, I think, but I could always test moody dark just to see if moody dark is like too dark or if it's like just right.
Probably be too dark for you.
Hey, there's Big Blue. So this is the area near Big Blue's flight path that we've made it over to with the railroad. I didn't even realize we were this close to Big Blue. That also means my main base is extremely close to Big Blue. Because my base is like right up where that platform is.
Yeah, Blue dives down into the canyon over there where the sulfur is.
Nice.
And then swoop, then climbs up across the top of trees and past that peak right there. Just around the other side of it. Then she dives down into the canyon and goes down the canyon for a little bit.
Wait.
I've ridden Blue many a time. You know what? Right over there where she comes down by the waterfall and everything is a great place to get a boarding platform. That'll be one of the things I do here.
And I think I think the first time I rode Big Blue was on one of your saves, Dragonheart, when I visited one of your worlds. And you took me on a ride on Big Blue. And my second was on this one with Jack. Jack and I flew around a bit, at least until we accidentally both fell off at differing points.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay attention. While you're riding Blue, it's not just to strap yourself in. You have to kind of like move around just right to
This one, yeah.
keep yourself in balance with the way Blue's flying. Otherwise, you're just going to slide right off. Wrong item. I wanted to hit the B for bright. That's what I call it, because it's like, you know, B, bright, make it bright.
Alright, that's set up. Everything's ready to go. Just needs copper.
Okay, well, we're getting it up. It's not quite
I'm
there
sure.
yet.
I'm sure. Not
Yeah, station still is being constructed too. So.
not worried. Or not trying to pressure you either. But you better get it done quick or else.
There'll be 3 lashings at 6 if you're not ready. And no supper.
Yes, sir.
Old world capital punishment kind of thing.
Hey, what does it say our
Yeah.
max
Are you
consumption? Oh,
watching
our
the
max
shit in my
consumption went
boots?
up a bunch.
Watching your machines.
17 to 23. 6 gigawatts it went up just plugging in 4 machines.
Those are some power-hungry monstrosities.
You're
Yeah.
running 4 machines? Okay, yeah, because you're not overclocking, right?
No, I'm not overclocking. I figured that would
That's fine.
cost even more power.
Yeah, overclocking
Doesn't
usually
say.
does.
But, yeah.
Not by much, but usually overclocking does require an extra
It's
amount of
exponential,
voltage.
apparently.
And here's Blue. Flying over with, well, looks like Blue's kids. Blue's got kids. Looks like 4 of them. 1 in front, 3 in back. Maybe 2 or 3 up front. Maybe there's like 6. Wow. There's 6 tiny versions of Blue flying around with Blue. The future is bright in the
Actually-
skies.
How do you like that slope? Is that good? Not good.
Not great, but I wonder if.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
More gradual that way.
There you
Now they connect the other end. Oh.
go. Yeah. I'll do
Look how perfectly aligned that is from the miners.
Or to just make a loop. But you were going to go through the mountains or something?
No, I was just gonna make a little train yard back there. So
No, I thought you were gonna go like off.
I was, and then I looked up in the mountains, and I was like, okay, I don't want to bring a train all the way over there.
It's like literally
Oh, yeah.
perfectly aligned with the miners collecting the material.
Yeah. So here, let me. I'm gonna do a little bit of train. So bring that. Yes. I want to bring. Yes. My bones. Alright, extend this. What am I?
And then the galaxy coming into view. Volcanic moon over there.
They're running double foundation?
I see the
And-
aurora. I don't see the galaxy at the moment.
The galaxy is now being obscured by clouds where I am.
Okay. I'm wondering if the galaxy we see. Now, even science fiction doesn't usually go intergalactic, but if the galaxy we see is the Milky Way, or
And we're in a
if
different
it's
galaxy.
Andromeda.
And Andromeda is supposedly the closest galaxy to us from what
And
I
it's
saw.
heading towards us, so, you know,
Yeah,
being this
eventually
in the
we're
future,
going to be Andromeda Milky or Milky Drama. I don't know. It'll
Milky
be like
drama
billions
sounds
of
good.
years.
I like that.
It'll be like billions of years in the future. So, you know, what are we going to name ourselves if our solar system manages to deal with the collision and, you know, just exist and we still exist? And
We need a 9x9. So or a 3x3. Nobody.
oh wow,
so-
look that Oort cloud like looking stuff going on right now.
That's so distracting.
You're so distracted.
Yeah, Jack is being funny right now. That and then 1, 2, 3.
But right now, scientifically, with the sci-fi ships that we've got available of what could make it to the Andromeda Galaxy, which one do you think would get there the fastest?
I don't know. Sci-fi
Okay,
ships?
Yeah, I have this on my Discord.
Probably something from Starfleet.
No, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do
Well,
that.
you asked me what I would think, and well, that's what I would think. Well, what do you think?
Yeah. One would think Starfleet. However, the actual situation is that Starfleet ships are slow.
Oh, are they?
Too slow.
They're
Yes.
multiple times
Okay.
the speed of light.
Now, you've got Enterprise D, the Millennium Falcon, the Battlestar Galactica, a base star from the Cylon fleet, Daedalus from Stargate, and the TARDIS. Which one do you think will get
TARDIS.
there first? Yes. It is literally infinite and can just boom. But then the Daedalus from Stargate would be the second. A Battlestar from the Cylon fleet would get there third. The Galactica would come in fourth. The Millennium Falcon would come in fifth. And the Enterprise D, captained by Jean-Luc Picard, would come in fifth.
Okay, whatever.
Or sixth, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he'd come in sixth. Millennium Falcon in fifth. The Galactica in fourth. Battlestar in third. Daedalus in second, and the TARDIS in first. Space Race to, actually not Andromeda, the Pegasus Galaxy. I stand corrected. Oof. Not Andromeda, but the Pegasus Galaxy.
Everybody's run this out.
If you don't mind clipping, we can do it easy.
Oh, Bond just left.
Oh, did he leave?
I think by accident he just left Discord.
Okay. I hope he's not. I hope it was an accident. Hope I didn't say anything that was.
No, what you weren't saying. Oh yeah, there you go. Now he's back.
Okay. Hey, what happened?
Yeah, I accidentally clicked the wrong X button to exit what I was reading.
Okay.
Clicked the entirety of the Discord and not just the little conversational thing. But the Space Race to the Pegasus Galaxy, that's...
But no, Jack, no. Yes, we are doing it that way, but... Oh god. That was horrific.
Whatever. That worked.
It did work, you're right. But,
And it didn't clip anything.
But it also makes it really funny with that knowledge of what's actually faster. You know how Disney now owns Star Wars? And how there was like, quickly, warp speed before Disney acquires.
Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty.
Unfortunately, Disney would still acquire you because the Millennium Falcon is twice
straight
the speed.
lines and...
Or is it 3 times? I think it's actually faster.
Yeah.
Let's look at that.
Yeah, that's perfectly correct. Nice job, Jack.
Thank you. Let's rename this station. Copper...
Oh, I can't take a line out.
Powder... Input.
I have it under memes as where it's at, where it ended up, because it is kind of a meme. But I think the Millennium Falcon is like 2 to 3 times faster than the Enterprise D. Yeah, that's like a fraction. Oh, the Millennium Falcon is super fast in comparison.
How fast is the Millennium Falcon? Because I know that it can it can take a trip in less than a parsec, but a parsec's a distance, not a time.
Okay, what it says here for Enterprise D.
Okay, thank
3
you.
light-year day, 27.4 centuries. 27.4 centuries. Holy shnikes, that's an eternity. Okay, 36 light-year day, 228 years and 3 months for the Millennium Falcon.
Well, there's also
So you
Voyager's.
compare-
I think Voyager's the fastest ship in the fleet.
Yes,
Faster than the-
9.975.
Faster than the Enterprise D.
Yes, it is faster than Enterprise D, and was the closest to trans warp speed, which was technically, as they classified, warp 10 or above. And at 9.975, and being able to maintain that for a decent amount of time without exploding. Voyager was one hell of a nice spacecraft for sure. One of the best. I love. I personally love Janeway as the captain. I think
didn't
she
like her
fit,
personally, but that's me. I'm just a sexist
I think she
pig.
fit very nicely personally. At first I thought, oh, a female captain, this is going to turn out bad. But
No, I just didn't like her attitude.
I actually loved the series, to be honest. I loved Star Trek Voyager.
Cool.
Like, big time. I think it's my favorite of all of the Star Trek series so far to date.
7
is
and
Star
9
Trek
wasn't too
Voyager.
bad.
Yeah, DS9 was definitely not too bad, and
I said 7 of 9.
oh yeah, 7 of 9
Wasn't too
yeah,
bad.
she was literally the token hottie.
Yeah, she
became the
literally she was only in the series because she was the girlfriend of who was it? Gene Roddenberry or some, not Gene Roddenberry, but One of the producers.
Yeah. But she became the token hottie of
Star
Voyager
Trek.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she became the token hottie. It's like everyone always wanted to like mate with 7 of 9. It didn't matter if they were going to get Borg nanites as a consolation.
Yeah. Talk about STDs, Borg nanites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, talk about STD. But that's also, uniquely enough, one of the things that the Borg could not do, but the Borg were trying to learn how to do, was instead of having to have, them take over societies, they wanted those societies to be able to intermingle and create themselves. They were technically never able to actually get to that point, which is one of the things I think that one of the queens that I think Picard or Janeway ran into was trying to explain at some point, and how 7 of 9, which is one of the reasons why she wanted 7 of 9 back, because 7 of 9, since she was reverted back to a human state but still had the nanites and the requirement of the nanites, she also had her reproductive organs regenerate naturally.
Oh, they wanted to
Therefore,
be able to reproduce.
yes, the Borg were going horny state. Essentially, they wanted to be able to reproduce on
That's an
mass
interesting way to put
scale
it. Yeah.
without having to assimilate. They wanted to be able to start just doing their own thing and so on from naturalness. And 7 of 9 was the key. But Janeway liked 7 of 9, and 7 of 9 wanted to remain free, and therefore Janeway was going to protect her choice to be separated and free from the collective.
Yeah.
But that was one of the goals of at least one or two of the Borg queens. They were like, pretty much just the controller. They didn't actually produce as, like a beehive in the queen and ant colonies in the queen. They produce, but, well, she never produced. She only collaborated whatever was being added
And assimilated.
Borg Queen was a switch in
assimilated.
the router.
It was a what?
Yeah, she was pretty much just one heck of a router. Yeah,
That's funny.
Data in, data out. That's pretty much what the Borg queens were, but they wanted to go to a level beyond that, and they needed 7 of 9 in order to reassimilate her, but keep her in a certain form. Like they also tried with Jean-Luc Picard, because they saw something in Jean-Luc Picard that they could use, which is why they gave him a more autonomous ability and had him become Locutus of Borg.
Yeah.
They actually gave him an entirely different designation, way beyond the norm. He was actually going to be Borg royalty, essentially. But he definitely fought against being assimilated, and, well, Riker was definitely not going to sit still and let his captain get assimilated. He's going to do anything and everything to get Picard back. So it was destined that Picard was going to be returned to Starfleet. But
Yeah,
if you
Jean-Luc
look at
had a target
the
contract, damn it.
grand scheme of things, you got Picard here, you got 7 of 9. Put the two together, you've got an unstoppable biological force that's about to happen.
Interesting wiring scheme, Dragon.
Looks kind of festive. Hang Christmas lights from those during the holiday.
Yep.
It'd have a very festive look to it.
Now would be the time to have a crash because Dragon's working on wiring. So.
Yeah. Here, you want to save the game real quick?
Well, for safety, just
Sure.
in case.
Save done.
Yippee.
And I landed my feet on terra firma for safety. Well, at least this platform, which has got terra firma directly underneath it. But it usually works out. If I plan for things and if I like plan things out and get things actually doing, the worst case scenario usually doesn't happen. So that's actually a positive thing. So if I prepare personally for Armageddon, we'll never have Armageddon happen. Just because. As long as I'm alive, but after I'm gone, I won't be able to control anything. But I've always noticed that. It's when I'm unprepared for something. If I'm not if I don't like dive in and prepare, it happens. But if I dive in and prepare for it, it doesn't happen.
Well, I give that a little time to saturate up, and yeah, you got your stuff on its way.
Sweet.
Nice.
400 a minute. Well, it will be as soon as I shove a few spark plugs in here.
I won't turn spark plugs. Oh, overclocks. Glad to see you using top tier.
There we go. That's better. There's actually some left over here, but whatever. We're using 1200 iron and 1200 copper a minute here.
Damn.
Well, we have 1440 available of each, so.
Yeah. We don't have tier 6 belts yet, though. So.
No, just that's 2 machines of each. 2 720s each. 720 copper, 720 copper, 720 iron, 720 iron.
And that all adds up to 400 powder.
You get 400 powder coming out. There's 8 instructors making powder.
Nice.
Takes 3 foundries, 1 constructor. 3 foundries, 1 constructor, so on and so forth.
Ah, I see what you said.
Okay, now it was 350. Now it's 400.
Oops.
One of them was taking on set was taking a nap.
Ah.
Missed one wire. All fixed.
I'll let it build up a buffer before starting that train out.
You can just let it buffer at both ends of the train station. Just don't put any demand on it yet.
Don't turn it on. Yeah.
I'll let you wrap it up and decorate it as you please, but that's your copper production.
Wrapping up and decorating is Nate and Bond's department.
Yeah. Through that. Ooh, can I hop on blue? Maybe.
Did you get a little bow tie on the steel plant?
No, I phased through blue. That's really annoying.
Can't have the track going through blue's path.
No, the track doesn't. I was flying around.
Oh.
It goes under blue.
Uh-oh. Somebody left the train car.
Ooh. What?
What I'm sitting in?
Oh, no wonder I can't delete it.
It's so funny.
I like the little depot you got going on there, Nate.
Yeah. Hey, you can just back up your train into it if you want. That's not very practical, but
No.
nice looking.
No, nothing real practical about it, but you know, that signal's actually backwards. Or is it?
Yeah, the signal on the train depot is it's yeah. Technically, either way you put it, it's backwards.
Well,
Wait, how did oh, I tried doing the double loop. Do double loop, but then your train's facing the wrong way. It can't work. Coming in from this side. Just run it to here.
cause you problems. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You need them both to come out into a single piece and go into there, but then you go that way, and you just
Yeah, it's not practical. It's just for looks.
But
I mean,
you can always take these things and you can take your and you can slice the track where you want, like right here.
Oh
Down
yeah,
there.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. That is useful. Look at that.
That screwed up. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a little train ride.
That needs to be bidirectional on that end. Now you're good.
Alright.
Hey.
That'll work, and you can still automate through
Oh,
here.
these need to be set to unload.
The only thing is you won't be able to turn the train around. But
That's fine. You can just drive them backwards.
Nate is light green today. I'm dark green. Dragon's pink, and I can't see Vaughn on the map.
Are you talking about our markers? Yeah, I ain't no dark pink.
You're pink. Your marker's pink, whether you like it or not.
Oh well, fine. I can be a pink marker. I can deal with that. It's fine.
I do
Yeah,
have
mine has
out here
been
a bit
pink
early.
before, but it always varies. It changes up sometimes.
Yeah, I don't see
It
Vaughn
depends on
though.
kinda-
I don't know where Vaughn is.
I'm on the
I think-
train back at the hub.
Oh, Nate logged
Or,
out.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
gotta-
over at the
I gotta
steel
head out a
plant.
bit early.
Oh, do you?
So, yeah, if you guys are playing long enough, I might rejoin like at 11 or 12, but
Okay.
probably not. So
Probably
Alright,
not
yeah,
playing
I'm
that
currently
long
at the steel
because
plant.
last time we went to 2 a.m. in the morning, I felt like crap the next day.
yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we don't need to go late.
Either way, I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's been fun.
Yeah.
And
All right. You
fun.
have a
Yeah.
good night, Nate.
Take
Alright.
it easy, mate.
Yeah,
See you guys.
take a good rest.
Till next trip, as Dragon would say.
Mm.
Well, you know, life is just a series of trips around the sun.
That
Yes, it
is.
is.
Yep. And rotations around the Earth's axis. Then trips around the galactic core. But you don't make it very far around that in your lifetime.
Yeah, I don't think any one person's gonna make it around that trip. Har.
Yeah.
You get these guys turned on?
No, apparently so, yes.
Two of them are. Yeah, they're all on. Yeah, that's okay. It's fine. They'll be fine. It'll catch up eventually.
Yeah.
Or you can wait till the first one's got its full load, and then because this stuff stacks to 500 too. I think no, it stacks to 200. You just run around and shove full stacks in them,
Yeah.
and they won't.
They're
and then
they're
off.
stacking. They should make it. 720 is more. Yeah, it should be fine. I didn't even think about
I'm
it.
making the full 720 copper. We're only using 600 or 1200 of each.
Yeah, I know. I
There's
just
a little
mean the
bit
belt's
left over.
fast
If we
enough.
need it,
And
we can
the,
always put. If we need it, we can always put one or two more machines, or a few more machines on those.
yeah. I think the belt's fast enough, and I think the bandwidth of the train should be enough for 400 a minute, just in time.
This is a very beautiful rail route.
Copper's not the issue I'm worried about. The pressure cubes have been running for a while, and they're still only partial stacks.
How many of you are you making the 2 a minute machine?
I'm making the just-in-time amount.
The just-in-time of
That's 2 a minute.
2 a minute, yeah.
Each of these machines make it half.
Yep.
The cycle's really slow, so if your time cycle on the production for those is good enough, you'll be ahead of the game. Don't worry about it. As long as you get 2 a minute coming out of there, you'll be all right.
Let me make sure they're still running at full capacity.
I never realized how noisy the trains actually are.
Yeah, trains can be kind of noisy riding them.
Oh, no, fused
Yep.
modular frames. What the hell? One of them's not
Oof.
getting them. Ah! What the hell?
Where are we?
I got it connected, don't I?
You got them here. They're backed up to a fairly well.
It looks like they're connected.
Where are these machines you're talking about?
They're in the building.
Oh, inside?
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Why aren't you getting your fused modular frames? What the is going on? Okay, now it's feeding. Something bugged out. Probably during the
Backside edge
crash.
didn't get hooked up.
Okay, now we're good. Now we're getting our two. It's a good thing we added a buffer.
And, you know, if anything, you throw a couple sloops on these guys here and
Yeah.
you get plenty.
We're out of sloops. We gotta go sloop hunting sometime.
You're busy tucking stuff away in here, huh?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. But this is where everything is, so you know. It's like
Yep.
this is where it's gotta be built.
Well, got 5 done so far.
Nice. The 1/20th
That's
of
the
the
rate
way.
you're using those, so it's not like you need to make those by a huge margin.
1/20th of the way to the next stage. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. Just a minute or two.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Well, 2 a minute is plenty. You just don't need to be in a rush to get it done. Just
Yeah.
let it rip. Yeah, you'll need the 100 for this, and then for the next phase you need 1,000. So, but
Oof.
it'll those will get made easily in the amount of time it takes you to get everything else rigged out anyway.
Okay.
You can even drop it to 1 a minute and just let it sit there and trickle along in the background. At least that's how it's worked for me so far. But you know, it all depends on how ambitious you get on building out the Tier 5 stuff.
True. These are pretty freaking wild. These machines.
What was that?
I said these machines are pretty wild. Pretty freaking wild, and now they ramp up.
Well, the dev team actually took a trip to CERN.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, when they were making they took a trip to CERN to check them out.
Particle accelerators. Nice.
Yeah,
Miniature particle accelerators. 3 stages. Cool. So they're modeled on CERN?
Well, they're not really modeled on it. They just went there to see what it was like. I think
Right.
just as a a morale trip, but whatever.
Yeah.
Get bright ideas. I don't know if the whole crew went, but I know that Jason Snud went. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, copper doesn't appear to be an issue.
It's the timing pace on these things. They don't really use it at the rate they say they use it because it's a 2-minute cycle on each machine. Yeah, and teamwork helped a lot getting it all up right away too.
Yeah, that's working together makes this a lot quicker.
Teamwork gets the job done.
Yep.
I knew somebody was going to say that.
I'm surprised they didn't say the
Oh,
dream
he
work.
dropped
Right.
that train station meter out of whack, huh?
Which train station's a meter out of whack?
This one right here at the receiving end
Oh,
of the copper.
yeah. He dropped it, yeah.
I think Nate was saying one of the rail sections or whatnot was like 5 degrees off, which that would probably be that.
No, I think he was just talking
No,
about
it's
no.
the station at the other end that's 5 degrees off. It's this one here.
Okay.
He slapped the station down, but it's a meter to the left center.
meter
Probably
lower.
no, he was lining up the other side with the edge. And train stations, when I always center the center of the train station, but he's probably lining it up on the outside edge over here. I run the rail
I
down,
see that. I
down
see that now. Yeah.
because it fits exactly one tile in the middle, and then it's a tile and a gauge on either side. They're not really 4 tiles wide, and they're not 5 tiles wide. They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a meter wide, basically.
The foundations?
Yeah, the base of these train stations has got the
Oh, the
extra
train
meter on
stations,
them.
yeah. Yeah, he was trying to
I always
give me
I always
room
tend
to work around it, you know.
No, it's fine. It's just I see what he was doing. He was placing it on the line.
Yeah.
When I build a rail comes first. So build the center of your rail rather than have it jogged off like that, and then you won't have to do that. Oh, you had to make a little wiggle right there to fit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, 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 ah. My OCD.
Wiggle.
Yep. Wow, we're already 14. Almost a fifth of the way. Just 6 more. To a fifth.
Well, suck some juice.
Yeah, they do.
Go ruffle down some sloops and fill those suckers up.
Oh my god. They'd really suck the juice down then, wouldn't they?
Yes, they really go glurp.
Now it really is just a waiting game. I should probably let it run for a little while before going to bed.
The point where you run around and do deco, or you polish up the stuff that you've got going. Since Nate is our exterior architect, that's kind of on hold for the moment.
Yep.
We could always go throw a bunch of glass on my tower, but I don't really feel like it's necessary. Floating rings and platforms. Brr, brr, brr. That's what it looks like from here.
Let's see, what does it look like to me? If I can even see it. Yep, circular rings of circles.
Yeah, you can't even see the plumbing. This is odd. Normally the plumbing's visible, but
If I move over top of the building, I can some of the gens spawn in. But I got view distance maxed out.
yeah, they just haven't made any LODs for those yet. Maybe 1.1 fixes that, I don't know.
Yeah. And we are officially a fifth of the way.
What are you done?
20 done, yep.
Yeah, this factory doesn't look too bad. Nice. I mean, officially getting phase 4 done. It's nicely laid out.
Yeah. Nate might not be too happy with me when he comes back because I deleted some stuff.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
Well, I deleted a wall and then replaced it, but
Oh,
I don't think it looks out of place, but I don't know.
It's a
I guess
temporary
we'll
wall
find
he
out.
probably put there just to make sure that he had it where, because he probably got feature plans
Yeah.
for wrapping this up. He just wanted to see if he had the clearance for it.
I overclocked the cube machines so that they're making 3 a minute altogether.
Put one in each one.
I added a single overclock slug to each one, so they're doing 1.5 a piece.
Oh, okay. Oh, plug clock. I thought you did. I was thinking slope.
No, we're out of sloops. Sloop would have doubled it to 4 if I did one in each of them. Well, actually, yeah, you're right. One in each of them would have only half done it.
Right. So you'd end up
Yeah.
with 3.
Yeah. Same as
Zero
overclocking,
material.
but
Sure,
cheaper.
with 0 material cost. Yeah. Cheaper. Cheaper, better. Better, cheaper.
Better, cheaper, yep.
I figure when 1.1 lands, I'll probably start a new save. Number
Oh.
25. We.
Jeez. I can't.
Dragonheart is like
You are dedicated, that's for sure.
Count BB when it comes to saves for Fallout 4. That's how many saves Dragonheart has for Satisfactory.
Yeah. I can't. I just can't see playing a game that much. It's fun. It's
I
just,
could never cease playing the game that much either, but this game, you know, it just, well, that and I've had a huge amount of time on my hands, so, you know.
yeah.
And just like me with GTA 5.
It
Everyone
really,
looks at that and they're like,
it turns you. It
Yeah.
turns on your brain, and so that's cool. You and
okay,
GTA
I'm
5.
getting a little bit of glitchiness riding this train.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, maybe I've got stuff turned up too high now.
Which train? The copper train?
Yeah, I'm having stutters when it comes
Oof.
to my graphics as it's moving. The train that's
Are
going
you at the far
between.
end of it, or are you down here where we are now?
I'm over here at the steel factory. It's
Oh.
loading now.
I don't even see you on the map. That's weird.
Maybe I'm glitching myself then, probably.
I think you're orange though. Yeah. Are you riding the train that goes back and forth between fuel stations and?
Yeah, this one's going between the steel factory and the facility down here.
The fuel
Let's see,
stations.
what is this one?
Power stuff.
Yeah, we're heading towards the power plant.
Yeah.
You just choo-chooing around.
Yep.
I guess we'll see. If my frames are like super in the sewer suddenly for today's session, since I turned stuff up, I'll know that I need to probably turn stuff down a little.
Yeah. I mean,
I was doing really good with 136 FPS last session.
yeah, maybe you should go back to what you were doing before, because like with hosting and streaming and 4K, I'm pushing only about 60 frames a second. So you were doing.
60 is fun.
Sorry, what, Dragon?
In this game, 60 is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, 60 FPS is really good with this game if you end up at that point.
But yeah, it's because I got everything.
It just could have
maxed
just
out.
been data interference, because right now I'm moving very nice and smooth right now.
It's probably network.
Yeah, could have just been network related.
Yeah.
Some packets got lost. They had to find their way.
Yeah, a little bit of stutter coming into the station, but nowhere near as bad as it was.
Yeah, the station graphics will sometimes hang you a little bit. The animation of the station.
Yeah. Kind of just get that visual lurch where it's like, okay. Just makes you wonder if something's malfunctioning or whatnot.
Like a
but
stutter.
It's technically not. Yeah, it's a stutter, essentially. But it's like, it's not glitching, it's just, something in the system or something with the internet, the communication between everything.
Mm.
There was a sudden, as Dragonheart said, a packet loss in there somewhere.
Probably, yeah.
Because essentially how I had the game set before was I just put it on what it classified as Ultra.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, I had it on balanced, and I just went with whatever that setting was. But with that setting, it doesn't have global illumination on, and it doesn't have the foliage at cinematic. It has
global illumination is pretty tough because it's lumen.
Yeah, that's working you a little bit.
So that could be where the stutters are coming from, is the illumination and the cinematic graphics for the foliage.
Well, all three of those are going to put much more load on your screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And since I am streaming to two services like Jack is, using the same plugin that he told me about for OBS, it does put more on you than it does on doing like the Stream.io thing, but the Stream.io thing is the Restream.io. That being that third-party service, there's no load on you. They put the load on them, but there's downsides to it. There's a lot of extra lag added to the stream lag, because there's already a certain amount of lag, but since you're going through them and then it's going to Twitch or Kick or YouTube, it adds on top of that, and it like doubles it. So people will notice that. When I was on Restream.io using it, which is a very nice service, by the way, if you don't have any other option.
Yeah, isn't there a cost to it though?
There is, if you want to go with the premium version. I went with the free version, which only allows you to stream to two things.
Does it allow you to stream it like to it at 4K and then downsample to a second, like, so you go 4K to them and to YouTube, and then have them transcode it to 1080 for Twitch or anything like that?
That would definitely have to be on the premium tier, because the free tier will only be like the 60 FPS, whatnot. They're not going to let you go any further with resolutions beyond the default 1080p 60 FPS.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that wouldn't work for me. So you definitely
have to be on the premium pay tier in order to get the higher speed and the higher resolution.
Yeah. So that's one of the main reasons I stream to YouTube, is for maximum, like, one-to-one quality.
YouTube has that direct 4K capability, along with allowing the HDR as well.
Yeah. So
that when you're seeing the HDR and someone else is seeing the HDR, they're seeing the exact same thing you're seeing, essentially.
Yeah. I don't HDR to them anymore, because it's more complicated, and I don't even.
Yeah, more complicated than it needs to be, because you have to do like mega adjustments to make it so that the other end looks proper sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, I tried the HDR, and I didn't realize for a stream or two that I was making my stuff look way too freaking bright on the normal side of things.
Oh, yeah, on SDR.
On my side, it looked perfectly fine, but On the other side of things, it was just like so bright that people actually wouldn't be able to enjoy what they're looking at. It would be blinding them.
What
So
was
I
that?
actually had
What
to
were you gonna
stop
say,
doing the
Dragon?
HDR.
Supply of homing ammo seems to be stalled.
Oh, well, that's something we could work on. I'll hop on a train and get over there and have a look. Look-see. As soon as one train gets here. Isn't there there's two running between the...
Yeah, there's two. If you're going from the steel factory to the power plant, is that where you're going? Or
Yeah,
somewhere
can
else?
you hop out, Vaughn?
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I was only riding it for fun anyway, so
Right.
I've had enough trips.
There'll be
around
another
to,
one along shortly, anyways.
Yeah, I had enough trips around anyway to test things, see how stuff would happen.
Right.
But I am forcing my system to do stuff that's beyond normal. I've always been like that when I do my gaming. I always
Does
try
it
to
normally
push
take
the
so long to
limits.
dock? There it goes.
That's only because it was changing out the drain
Not one.
curves.
Not two. Not three. But 4 very large spiders.
Ooh, nice.
They all want a taste of me.
Ooh, yummy.
Did you kill them all, or?
And
Yeah,
also,
did you
for
kill
some
them?
reason, I don't seem to have a hazmat suit on.
I don't think I,
don't
have
think
a
any of
hazmat
us
suit
have
on.
hazmat suit yet. Do we have hazmat suits unlocked?
I don't know.
That's their program, too. Somebody asked me, why do spiders like uranium so much? Duh.
Because the noise. The
Yeah.
noise. They're attracted to the noise.
Yeah. Okay, now back over here somewhere is the armory.
Because they hear the noise from the radio and they're kind of like,
There's the biofuel armor. Biofuel.
what's that noise? There could be food at the end of that noise or whatnot. Yeah. There's food in them there noises.
Well, we're out of copper sheets at the ammunition factory. That's what's going on. Emptying the copper sheet. Refilling the copper sheets. I don't really think we need regular rifle ammo anymore. But whatever. Homing is up and running again.
Great. Do we have any fabric stashed around here somewhere?
Fabric. Good question. Possibly at the hub.
We need 200 fabric. I see none on the...
There's none on the network. I don't think we set up synthetic.
You're not making any polyester for your shipments to
No, we
these
haven't.
Larry's,
We haven't set that up.
manufacturing?
No, we haven't set that up yet. Believe it or not.
Well, there you go. There's a quick little job. I mean, it's like one refinery, some water,
Yeah.
and some waste polymer.
I don't know. How about tomorrow night? Oh,
What?
okay.
Are we gonna hang out until we roll over the tier?
No, we're not, because because Nate would kill me if we.
Okay.
if we tiered over. I think,
So we're planning on tomorrow. Okay. That's
yeah. Let's just. It's
Well,
getting.
then, you want to quit now? I mean, it's up to you. I don't care.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It'd be good to.
Go back to Nightingale.
Yeah.
What's your plan there, Sauce?
Vaughn?
You still with us, Vaughn?
He goes AFK sometimes without saying anything.
Yeah, that's very true. If you can hear me that far away.
Yeah. We're talking about calling it a
Logging
night.
out for the evening.
And Dragon wanted to know what your plans were.
I have no clue, to be honest. I could do anything.
I kind of like the idea of calling it a night and getting some sleep.
Well, let's
Alright.
see.
Alrighty
Use
then.
that portal to head back to the hub. Whoa. I love global illumination. Oh, damn. That is so nice. Oh, it's definitely darker in here. Like Jack was saying. Yeah.
Thanks
The
for
global
hanging out, Dragon.
illumination. Wow.
Alright, guys.
Okay. In the tube, flying back to base. Whoa, flying over the base.
We could probably get rid of the power booster thing and get some shards, some whatever they're called back. Summer sloops.
Hey,
Next.
guys. I'm going to drop out. Yeah, well, I was almost at a summer sloop, and then I realized there were 4 spiders there and me with very little ammo.
Ouch.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm going to drop out. Got a Discord here. I'll catch y'all next week.
Alright, see you, Dragon.
Yep. Exit to main.
See you, Vaughn.
Yep. See you tomorrow.
Game saved. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, in Twitch and YouTube land. I had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, folks, have a good night. Bye.